Hi guys, welcome back. Yeah, drink coffee
everybody.
Again. From Lisa's cup.
Yeah, my cup.
Right, position yourself, smart yourself up, boy. Right, okay. Last video was using the detail chisel, so I hope that's helped. And I did say I'll do a little bit about the SCH. Now I know I've done that on the previous one before the detail one. I used the SCH 3, and I did say I'll do a little bit on this with the SCH. It's only a small piece of wood. It works the same on big pieces. It's just it's going to be easier for me just showing you here and explaining. And like I said, when you're doing things, that's that tenon we made with our detail. Look, we ain't changed nothing. There, it's got in my truck there on my smaller shot jaws, and look at that. Help it now, tight and a nip. I've talked about that on other videos. There you go, bang, perfect. Look at that, turn with the detail. Now I've got to make one thing clear as well, is I am talking about when I do a lot of this my tools, because a lot of people say, well, I can't do that with my tools and that. I can't help that, you know. I know a lot of you guys in America, I get constant emails because you can't get my tools over there because I don't ship overseas. Now I had someone just very recently, actually, he's in America and he bought a set of he bought some tools, and he got posted to a friend here in the UK, and that friend then posted them on. The problem was that is when he posted the tools, he wasn't allowed to post the cutter with it. So he ended up posting him the tool, but he didn't get a cutter with it. And yeah, because of the restrictions, and that's the sort of problems we're having. Now he's coming over here on holiday in May, and he's bought some more cutters, and they're with his friend, and he's going to collect them and take them back with him. Hopefully, I don't know.
I don't know how.
I don't know what he's doing, but this is the problem: is when you send them, more so now because we've got all these new knife laws and things like that. I mean, you go online, try and buy a fishing knife or something, or a hunting knife. You know, it's all right for you guys in America. Over here, no, we can't. They don't do it mail order and stuff now. You can't buy knives like that through mail order. The restrictions on it and everything. There you go, that's what it is. And we can't know. We send them, they go through an x-ray machine or something, customs or whatever, and they say there's cutters, or if you put on there that they're carbide wood turning tools with cutters and all that, no, it just doesn't get through. So that's that. But you got, whether you've got your easy wood tools, your hunter tools, your whatever other tools, Rockler, whether you've got your Temu ones, if your tool's not doing what you want it to do, then adjust it and make it so it can do it. That's all I can say, guys. You know, you buy a bowl gouge or a spindle gouge, you know, all right, I know there's some people that think because they buy it from a shop, then it must be the correct grind, but it's very, very, very rarely that it is. Because, like I say, that it's just a basis for you to start with, and then you put your own grind on it. It's no different. If your tool won't do what it does, I send tools out, I put a set grind on it so it do everything. If you're into doing a lot of bead rolling and things like with, as I said before, with a detail tool, then my one, see, I've gone right the way back, swept that right back. That's not used to do anything other than really sort of rolly detail work and stuff like that. If you're not using it like that, then you don't need that. But if you do that sort of work, you have to adjust your tool a little bit yourself, okay? But this is my tools, okay? I'm not talking about other people. There's so many out there. Mine are magic, so I'm talking about mine. That's it. That's all I can say, guys. So anyway, today I said I'll do a little bit. Now, I'm jumping from one thing to the other. Calm down. Have a drop of coffee.
Get your caffeine.
Right. Okay. Get me caffeine. Right. Okay. So you can put me out on while I'm talking, because I say I don't get any more dust in my ear. Right. Yeah, so most people, your problem comes, a lot of it, with catches with the hollowing. Now, as I've said before, if you want to just use your carbides as scrapers, they do work that way. That's what they've always been pushed as, and people have got used to doing it. Right, just don't ever put your feet on centre, your cutting edge on centre. Go above. If you go 5-6 mil above and angle slightly down, okay, that will reduce the chances of you getting your catches. But what I want to talk about now is the cutters. So these, like this little 6 mil one. Now you know you'll get the 6 mil hollowers on a round bar like this, okay, and everyone talks about how aggressive they are, or if we go to the type of tools like these type, okay, where we have the little heads in here, and people will say they're aggressive and they can be a little bit grabby and stuff like that. It's just because it's being used wrong, okay. People seem to have this belief that because it's cut, I spoke about it before, it's cut, it's got a cutting edge, that it's cutting no matter how you use it, and it's not. And as I said before, if you're gonna come in, you cannot come in with a bevel up, like a bevel rubbing, and your cutting edge up, roll it over and come in. It straight away, it just wants to do that. It digs in. So the only way you can do it is take the bevel out, come in on that edge, and you're scraping like that. And if you happen to roll it slightly and it comes there, it will grab and dig in. Same as on the bottom. If you come into the bottom, if you was to have the bevel there like that rubbing and you pick the cut up, it will grab like that straight away, dig in, and you'll be in a hell of a trouble, okay. I know there's some out there, I think Hunter might do well, where they have the cutter at a very sloped angle, so you come down and you're cutting, but if you actually look at that, the angle of the cutter is hitting there. There's no bevel in control at all, and it is just literally scraping, and you just control how much you take off. Right, that's not slating anyone's tools, that's just stating a fact. Right, so if you want to hollow bowls, and you do get a lot of catches and stuff like that, right, new to turning, solve all your problems in one go, SCH. My SCH range solve all that problem, okay. Ignore the handle, mine's in my collet because I have the 8mm. I've got no room to put more, so I just add the bars for these. That's the 8mm, okay, that has an 8mm cutter on it. Yep, and this one's got a 6mm cutter, and the cutters are mounted on the bar so that everything's done for you, okay, same as the SCH3. Now, important thing, now this goes totally the opposite way, must be on center. So when you put the bar flat here and your cutter's at this angle, you want to be dead on center, okay, with this tool. Yeah, I said yesterday, if you hold the tool there against the wood, it doesn't have to be on center, you can hold it anywhere. If you turn it, it should stay still, okay. If it was to turn and come this way, you're too high. If you turn it and it goes that way, you're too low. Easy way to find out. You really want to be dead on center with this tool, okay. Now you want to hollow some little bowls and things like that, this is a tool for it. At least to zoom up nice and close so you can see the actual cutting edge. Same again, tool rests nice and close. All my tools are done so they work nice and close. Now this one, again, you can't come in here like this and pick cuts up here. It won't work, the bevel's there, okay. So you can't use it this way forward. And on bowls of this is bowl orientation, so this is our end grain here, and here is our end grain, okay. And then this is our side, right, our end grain would be up, so this is our face work, okay. Right, so with this, it is not meant to be used this way, okay. Most people will do this and start pulling here, and all you're doing, the bevel is literally underneath, it's in nowhere. That's the bevel there, the cut would have to be right up, okay. So if you do that, all you're going to do is this and scrape. You'll get curly bits because they're just such sharp cutters, but you're going to dull it very quick and it will be grabby, okay. I'm going to show you how you can use it to come across the front. So I'm going to start the lathe up. Right, so if we're going to take a cut across the front, we've got two ways. We can go this forward, so we just pick our cut up here like this, and we go across. Actually, I'm going to put my dust extractor on because this is Sapele and it is a bit dusty, as you'd all know. Is that not in the way, is it? Right, okay. So we can pick our cut up here, and then here, right, this is my bevel in control. My bevel's on the wood here, okay, and all I have to do is push it. Now remember, as we come across, it's going a little bit deeper,
I've got a hole in the middle, so it's going to try and jump across the hole. So I've got to just hold it back a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of that away, because I don't want it to jump straight. See, look, as I get there, it wants to go straight across. Right, okay, look at that. Now, we get a nice one cut, and we get a lovely smooth finish. Look, there's our finish on there, okay? Right, now, as I said, when we come in, this is already set up to do your cut. You don't have to angle or change anything. All you have to do is look here, make sure that bevel's on, okay? Make your little shelf first, because then you've got your depth. So if I just do a little, right, so just push in there, okay? Right, that's my little shelf. So as long as you put that bevel on there, don't put there, because that way it will want to probably skip backwards. Come in, just look, there's the bevel, and then you just push forward, okay? You want to go the other way. Again, start the cut, there it is. Put the bevel on that shelf, because we've just made that little shelf there. Put the bevel on, and then you can pull this way. Simple as that. And again we get a beautiful bevel controlled cut with a smooth finish, okay? The one thing we never ever do with it is we don't put it on there and go like that. That is the cut we do not do. And the reason being, look at what we've done to that beautiful piece of wood, okay? Straight away, that's because we've gone there, we've pulled across, we've got no bevel control, we're not cutting, we're scraping, okay? Right, hollowing. So we're going to start to hollow this. Now we have got a little hole there to start us off. Doesn't have to be there. In all honesty, it'd be better if it wasn't there, because then you don't get that where it jumps out the hole. Right, all we have to do, we put our tool on. Now, you don't start with the bevel and angle in, just angle the tool and come in. As you start the cut, the bevel will, as soon as the cut starts, there's the bevel, see, look. A cut, there's the bevel. It's got its resting place. And all you're doing is following round, like that. So as soon as that cut starts, yeah, that's the bevel. The bevel's sitting there. Okay, everything above this little shelf here will have to disappear, and all you have to do is put downward pressure. Don't grip your tool like this, you're not pushing, okay? We are not pushing our tool like this. We're not doing that. See, look, I've got white knuckles, okay? I'm not on a fairground ride, we don't want none of that, okay? All we do, start the cut. There it is. That's the shelf that sits on it. And all we have to do is follow round. It cannot catch. It is impossible for it to catch. If you do that, you will hollow your bowls all day long. Bowl after bowl after bowl. Little pot after pot after pot. Just work your way back. Little cut. Yes, you can take deeper cuts. Just make a bigger shelf. Make a bigger shelf, and this is very dry sapele, okay? Make a bigger shelf, it will take a deeper cut. I'm just taking shortcuts, otherwise I'm going to be through this before I finish talking about it. Right, so, again, you must have the bevel pointing in the direction you're going. You cannot pick up a cut here with this tool. You can't put it on your body. There is no picking cuts up this way. It cannot do it. It has to be tool over there. All you want, pressure down on here. I use my thumb. You can put your hand on, you can use your fingers. I find my thumb, hooks on there, and all I do is have downward pressure. That little cut, that is it. That's my little shelf. I'm on there. And all I'm doing is pivoting round and making sure that bevel, look, no cutting, that bevel stays on that shelf like that, and it will take everything above it. Okay, it can't catch. When you come to the bottom, you've got to then just move across with the bevel, just let it come across. You get a perfect smooth cut all the way in. Now, I don't know why, for some reason, people always seem to want to do this. For the life of me, I just do not know why people seem to think they want to do this, okay, with these tools. Now, as you can see, let me stop that. The cut looks like shit,
Yeah.
right, rough as anything. When you come this way, right, now, if I show this, oh, how can I do this, how can I do this, so you can see it. Let me get a flat piece of wood. A nice, oh, everything goes fine. Right, a nice light coloured piece of wood. Right. Now, as you can see, I'll do it this way. This is the bevel in touch, okay? You can see the bevel, yeah?
Yeah.
Right. That's where the tool would sit on a tool rest, flat. That comes onto there. Where's the bevel?
Up in the air.
Right. The bevel is in no contact whatsoever. And all I'm doing is I'm scraping, okay? I'm going to scrape it. That's when it becomes very aggressive. Now, more so if you're doing that on one of these tools here, and I'll grab a slightly bigger cutter. When you're using it on this round bar like this, more so because you'll come here, and if you happen to come up that little bit there, that's where that dives in and you're going to be over. Okay, this is not the way to use these tools. You don't come this way ever. And if the tool's up and it's on the bottom and it's like this, it's in a scrape. If you come up a little bit too far, you can see what it wants to do. It wants to pull the tool down all the time. Okay, and that is not what those tools are designed to do. I'm going to make a very quick change here because I can. I'm going to slip that one out for a second, pop this one in. Now this has the 8mm cutter, and these would be your ideal size. So the SCH6 and the SCH5 and 6. The 5 has the 8mm cutter, the 6 has the 6mm cutter. Okay, and all the complete SCH range all work the same. Doesn't matter what the chisel is. They all work the same. They come on. Okay, as soon as you start the cut, that there is your shelf. That's where your bevel sits, okay? As soon as you've got that shelf put on, you're not in control of that cut, your bevel is. Your bevel controls that cut. And all you do is come around with that tool, like so. Like I said, this is right. This one's on very slightly above, very slightly. I can tell that on when I come to that centre. Right. So again, it makes that shelf. It's got its own little shelf, and all we're doing is we're pulling around, keeping that bevel on the wood. The bevel controlling it. If you've got that little bump, don't take the tool off, just come back, keep going. You can do it so gently, you can work. I'll do a little bit above actually. Right, got a little bump there, so I'll come back here. Right, now your depth of cut is determined, and what we do, we'll show you from scraping. You see what we got when we scraped in, look, to the finish we get without the scraping. Okay, look, that's a bevel controlled. You can see that cut, that is so smooth in there. Okay, you can see the chatoins and all that on it, and that's what we get. The the second we go this way and pull this way, we've ruined it. It's just, don't use it that way. And you will get catches because your tool will want to grab and pull in. Okay? With this, it is just totally, you cannot get a catch. Want to clean up that front edge? Cleaned up that front edge. Okay, again, when we come in here, we can't get no catches because our tool is in the perfect position for our bevel. There's our bevel's on the wood, okay? And this bottom part of this cutter is what's doing the cutting. The wood is coming down onto here, it's slicing, okay? So it gives us that cut. And again, all we have to do is that. We're just pivoting. And we can take cut after cut after cut. Now, if you're going to come across that edge, yes, you could go this way. And come across there, as long as you get your bevel in control. So there's our shelf, there's our bevel. And there's our bit of bevel control. And we get a smoother finish. And what you can't do is come in to here, like that, and think you're going to have a beautiful finish there. Because you're not. We can, on occasions, get away if there's a reason, maybe for some reason the wood is fluffing up and you're just getting that little bit of tear out in the bottom, sometimes to come from the centre. But when you do that, you come in, we're on the centre, and I'm still, for some reason, I don't know why, it's a 10mm bar, but I'm slightly high. Probably got a bit more meat on that bar than I have on the other one. Slow it down. Centre is very, very important with this tool. That's it, now I'm sitting dead on centre. Right, so we come in. Now, when we start a cut here, we start by putting the tool over, yeah? And we pick out that cut there on the shelf, like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you ask? I'm talking to you.
I'm learning.
Right, okay. When we come this way, we don't start around it. What we do is we come the same. Handles this way towards me, because there it would be away from me, here it's towards me. We pick up the cut on that centre, there it is, look, and then as we move the tool round, the bevel is in control now, and now we're coming round. I'm going to move my fingers out of the way for you, and we get a bevel controlled push cut. Right, now there you will start to just feel that little bit of bounce. But that little bit of bounce, that's the end grain fighting back, okay? Now I've got a little bit there, so I'm just going to put that on, come back, get the bevel into control. There's the bevel in control. Take a very fine cut. And as you see, we actually get shavings. We're getting these, it's very, very dry wood, okay? Right, so we've come out. It's not the best cut. It is not the best cut, but sometimes, now we've got the fluff on the outside, that's where we've come out. See, this is where that end grain bits there, we've fluffed them up as we've come out. So what you would have to do is just literally come out and then take that little cut across, or go there and go across. But you can see, we've actually managed to cut coming out and not kick up all the grain. Because as we've come out, we've got bevel control with this tool. Because of the angle, because of the way I make the tool, the magic bit has been put on it, like that. So as we start that cut, we start here, we cut. As we cut, we have to bring our tool around to get our bevel in that position. Once the bevel's on, everything above the bevel will be cut. And we can come round very, very gentle, and as we get here we are still, you can see here, can you see it? Let me turn this bloody noisy thing off. Shh. Let me take my face shield off so I don't have to shout. So I'm not shouting, but I'm sorry guys, I do not turn without face shield on. My lungs and my health are more important.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we start our cut. Bosh, there. Right, we need that little cut, little shelf, that's what we want. Right on the centre. And now we adjust our tool slightly. There, bevel's on, okay? And everything above that bevel will disappear. And all we have to do is we follow around. Our bevel's on, and as you can see, as we come around, our bevel is still in control, okay? We come around here, even here, we've still got bevel contact. There's the bevel there. And we cut out. The grain is here, and what we're doing is we're slicing. The grain's coming down here onto a cutting edge, a slicing. It's not scrape. When we do this, what we're doing is we're just pushing into it and we're scraping and we're tearing all the fibres out. Okay, so we get the same cut going that way as we can going that way with this tool. Now you try that with a bowl gouge. And I've got a said implement here. For us to come around here, we put our bevel on, and we was to try and push cut. We'd come around here, but as we get here, look, where's that? We're going to have no tool rest, and we're not going to maintain. Look, we cannot maintain bevel. We'd be no tool rest. We'd be out here. Okay, so that's where Carbide can do stuff that traditional tools can't do. I haven't yet found anything a traditional tool does that Carbide can't do. But there you go. So there you go, guys. That is it. But it is not for pulling this way. You never ever pull this way. You can do a cut from the centre out. You just start the cut and then you come round. And that's the same if you was using this to do end grain. You would cut in and come this way, exactly the same. But as you get deeper with end grain, this tool is absolutely no good, because when you get a pot, you would be going in and pulling up the side, and that's just scraping, and that's no good. Okay, your way to cut is, as I've shown, with full bevel contact, and it's the same with every one of them. All the SCH range are the same. When you go deeper into bowls, what you want to do is you want to put your tool rest at a slight angle. Because when it's at a slight angle, you've got more room. See, when it's, this is what can help you with this tool. When you're here and you come around here to start, you're very much on this axis here. So if you bring your tool rest out slightly and go slightly that way, then when you come round, you've got a better axis on your tool rest, okay? And we can come round. And then that makes it a bit easier. We pick our cut up there, and then all we do, come around, look, we get that little bump, remember, keep the bevel on, go back for it. We don't leave any man in the field. Okay, and we just come round, and that's how that one works. And all the others, everything's the same. So if we go for the SCH1, which then goes up to a 10mm. We've got a 6 and an 8, then we come up to a 10mm cutter. And this is exactly the same. It's on the 10mm bar. Yes, it's on centre. Exactly the same, no different. We pick up the cut there. We come in. And we come round. When you go for bigger cutters, it's a little bit, sometimes a little bit better on the finish, because obviously it's got a bigger cutting area. Less chance it will leave you any lines. And there we go. The same again, if we're coming down and we get a little bit like that, right, we don't leave no man behind. We go back, drop into that bit there and come round. Because what we're doing is we've got our bevel control. As long as our bevel is on the wood, it will take everything above it. So if you get a little line, don't come in and start again. SCH3, you see the SCH3 yesterday, didn't you? And it's the same. We've gone up now, we've got a bigger bar, slightly a little bit high, but again, it's the same way. It starts with a cut there, and then it comes round and it does exactly the same thing.
And all this range, depending on what size you want, there's a tool for it, okay? Depending on what size bowls you have. One of my favourites has to be the 6mm, the little pit bull. It is so hungry for wood, it really is. You know, it really is a little hungry little bugger. But that small little cutter, which people will tell you leaves ridges, leaves lines, can be a bit grabby, it is no different. It comes in and it cuts the same. Remember, if you come off it like there, oops, I've come off the cut and I've left this bit here, okay? Don't come back and start here like this again and come through, because what you'll do is you'll ride over that and you'll come to there and it will still be there, okay? Don't come in and pick up a cut here, because if you do that and you come round, you've got to put another line here and you're going to be chasing lines, okay? All we do, we come on here, we run our bevel back, there it is, you'll feel it, it drops in, okay? And there's no grabbing until I want it to cut. It can't cut, look, okay? It can't cut until I want it to cut. So I come back, it drops in, I take that out there. Now I've got to come back to this one and take this one out, and then I've got to come all the way back to this one, make a fresh cut, and come round, and then I leave no lines at all and we get a nice finish, okay? And that's how we do it. With the rim, you can cut it by coming this way across, but you will fluff out on the ends because of the end grain, or you come in and just cut that way across. And it's, again, there's no hesitating to how you're going to pick that cut up or any of that. With this tool, it can't go wrong. Just push. It cannot go wrong, okay? It can't go wrong. And when you're coming round, you want to start and get a bit deeper. You can either do them in one sweep cut or come to the middle. Do your cut. Okay, that is it, guys. The SCH range, and you can see the finish there, and no tear outs, no nothing. Got chatoins and all that sort of stuff in there. Beautiful, lovely finish. Okay, you want to do your hollowing, you're getting catches with your standard carbides. Okay, SCH range. They are only available from me. No one else makes them. Everyone else makes scrapers. We don't make scrapers here. Nope. Okay, right, SCH range, they all work the same, fantastic chisels. And the beauty with that, the whole range, whether you go for this one or you go for the number 3, the number 2, 6, 8, 12, 55, 72, whatever you go for,
all of them.
they're all £36, free post, okay? £36 free UK post. That's what they are, okay? And that tool, you just put your tool rest in front of it, put it on there, and just try not to fall asleep. Just, it's that easy, guys. It really is. All you've got to do is learn to do that. If you can do that, you can hollow, okay? And that's what you do. Don't push and follow. You don't push the tool round. You don't move the tool round. You start your cut, you bring it round, and all you do is follow through. It comes round and it will follow that curve, okay? And that's all it is that. SCH range solves all your hollowing problems, guaranteed, and no catching. The main thing with this tool, it's not the fantastic way that it hollows and the finish you get left straight off of a carbide tool, you know, a little sand there, and that's brilliant. That's all a bonus. The main thing with this tool, and the main reason I made it, is because it's totally catch proof.
unless you turn it totally the wrong way and push it in, but that's just being stupid with a tool. We can do that with anything, can't we? Used correctly, placed on your tool rest, yes, on centre, yes, that way, parallel to your bed, lathe bed, horizontal, parallel to your lathe bed. As long as it's used like that, it goes round. If you drop the cutter a bit, if you raise the cutter a bit, it still is not going to catch. You will not get a catch with this tool. It's around. If you turn the tool that way and you start scraping up the side, you will probably get a catch, and bloody good job. It serves you right. Don't use it like it. Okay, you've been told. Yeah. There you go. Right. Happy Easter, guys.
Yeah, happy
Toodle
Easter.
pip, and enjoy your turning and have fun. Yeah. If you're struggling to do any hollowing, SCH range. Okay. And if you want to hollow fast, because there is another thing that people do say about it being slow. How long we been?
36.
36 minutes. Right. Okay. Can you spare me another 5 minutes, guys? Of course you can, because you're learning. Education. You can't skip education, can you? Right. Okay. Got another silly little one here. Right. These are ones I just played about with, making videos about and things like that. Right. Put that in there. Right. Bosh. Done. Okay. Like I said, we can go faster with this tool if we want to. But again, if you're using it all the time, of course it is. It's a cutting edge. You're going to lose it. You're going to get a dullness at some time. Yes, you can rotate the cutter. Now the beauty of that, because we never work on this edge and we never work on this edge, and the only bit we work on is that little bit of, sorry, my finger's in the way. We only work on that little bit there. We don't actually work, it's not so much right on the tip, it's just slightly below the tip, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, because we only work on that little bit where that's cutting, okay, we've got a lot of rotation we can do. We rotate. If you're scraping up here, you're ruining the sides of it, and you don't want to do that, okay? And if you're scraping on that bit, you don't want to do that. Right, but you want to make your cutters last as long as you can. You want to just get this down really fast. So I want to hollow it fast, okay? Right, if you want to do that, the best one for this type of job is the square chisel, okay? So our 14mm square. Square, why square? Cheapest cutter to replace.
Yeah.
It's got 4 cutting edges, so you've got 4 times. You can sharpen them. But that's it. Right, so we're going to come in with a square first. Right, that's centre. We don't cut on centre. We don't want centre. Now if you have that on centre there, and you happen to just drop your handle slightly, bang, you're going in for one hell of a catch. That's why scrapers can be so bad with catching. That's why they brought out negative rate scrapers. It's for idiots that can't control their tool. That's what negative rate's for. Right, as you can see where I am, I'm at the top of that hole, so I am quite a bit above centre, probably a little bit more than I need to be. Let me come down to my line, which is my line I have there. That's normally about right. There we go, just by the top of that hole. Okay, so I'll start up. So use your square chisel, come in, just angle down slightly to centre. Now, when we're angling down, we can come in here and hold it parallel and it will still cut, fine, absolutely fine. But we'll remove it. When we angle down slightly with this, we're not making it into a negative rate. That's another stupid thing that people say. We're not doing that. Right, but with this, because we've got such a small bevel here, okay, the bevel of the cutter, ignore the bar. The bevel of the cutter is so small. At this angle, when we come on, that bevel actually finds itself a little shelf that helps to control it, and all we have to do is push in. So what we can do is we can go here, get this down to our bottom here, like so, come in here, follow our shape, keep looking at our shape, what we want. Oh, we're going a bit thin there. Alright, it's a thin bowl.
Just gently come across to there. There we go. Okay, so we've just taken all this out, and you see it's shavings flying out of there. Not actually a bad finish, I might say. But look at that. That's actually stuck. That's the tear out there. Okay, right. So we've got that. We've taken all those guts out as quick as that. If you weren't yabbiting, it would have gone even quicker. Now we grab our SCH and we come in and we pick our cut up and we come in here. Right, what mistake did I make?
Because you didn't put on centre.
Right, there we go. See, I'm not on centre. That's how you'll know you're not on centre. But as you can see, you still can't get a catch with it. Right. I was waiting if anyone was going to say something, and no one did. I didn't hear anyone. Right, now, again, now, look, shows it perfect. If I put it there, right, look, straight away. It goes, look, I'm not holding it, goes left. So I'm still above centre. Make sure you get on centre. There we are. Right, there. Perfect, look at that. No nipples. Come on, pick our cut up. Now, here, because I've done this with a square, I've actually gone quite a straight side at the start. So, like I said before, we've got to come round quite a way. This can be a little bit more awkward to get the cut. So, just tilt out, just take our tool rest out. Not a lot, it's only a fraction, okay? That helps us to get there. And see, I'm not lying, you can see straight away it works. Come round, come round, come round, come round, come round, keep coming, keep coming. Let it come across, slow down, let it just take it as it wants to. Little, yeah, I've got a tiniest little bump there. Right, come back to where it drops in there. Feed it across. Right, I'm not going to worry about tiniest pinprick nibble. There we go. And now,
Smooth.
okay, smooth. We hogged it out with our square. Boom, 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 boom. And then we've done a quick pass with our SCH. Okay, and we've got that finish. And it's as easy as that, guys. Now, the thing is here, this wood is got a big crack down there. So that's why I can't do no more with it than that. I've got a big crack down there on that piece of wood. But absolutely no tear out whatsoever and a nice fish. And you saw, I'm not lying to you when I say, when you're going to pick up that cut across the front, if this is your front here, say this is our bowl, let's close that up like so. If this is our bowl here, literally where we'd be striker, all we're doing is you just need that. So we literally we can just fit our finger between. Like I say, we want to always keep our tool rest as close as we can, and that just enables you to actually come, because there's the bevel, see, so we must be able to get that bevel on the wood. It's no good if you've got your handle out here because you can't come round far enough. Okay, that won't do it. That will cause you to skid and skip on there and follow through, and that's all it is. Not lying to you, saw how it worked there. I couldn't pick the cut up straight away. I moved it, slight angle, it goes. That's how it works. These are things I've taken and learned over years of trying my tools and trying to improve them and make them better and make them how they work and do all that. But that tool was originally, I designed it and made it for one purpose, to be totally catch proof. Okay, and if you are a blind wood turner, that is probably going to be the easiest tool you would ever use, because you cannot get a catch with it. Okay, and I did actually send 2 of those to Christopher Fisher, the blind wood turner. So there you go.
But then he got involved with other companies and he can't mention me no more. So that's that. You know what it's like when people own your arse.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not affiliated with anyone. I'm just me. I can say what and do what I want.
Yeah.
Right, so that is it, guys. That's the end of that. I hope that's helped. If it hasn't, then fair enough. Just do what you're doing, enjoy your turn. The main thing, enjoy what you're doing and have fun, okay? But if you are getting catches, and I know people, because I've had loads of messages and loads of emails, people saying, come. There's a lot of people end up giving up turning and not do it because they're getting catches and they don't know why they're getting them and why it's happening. Maybe this might just answer a few little things for you guys and help you out, okay? Oh God, but my hair's all sticking up now, isn't it?
Bedhead.
Right, okay, guys, that is it. So, as I said before, enjoy your Easter, toodle pip, have fun turning, and if you do get catches, like I said, just nip down onto my website, SCH range, £36, free delivery, UK. Okay, and that's it. In America, I'm sorry guys, but it's not my fault. There is a bloke there, he's got one of these. He's got the bar but no cutter. So he can't even use it even though he got it. Yeah. There you go. Right, okay, toodle pip guys, fairly do wells, and I'm going to go in now, have a wee and watch telly.
Happy Easter, guys. Bye, guys.